Hi, Marcus again, and this is just coming up to, actually it's the 18th, 17th, 18th, 17th, and a couple of days, 20th in the UK is going to be the solstice, and it's been sort of signalled that this solstice is going to be something very special, and especially as we've got an eclipse on the same day as the solstice. So I don't know how often that happens personally, but it's very special this year. And I was only thinking the other day, and I think I put a video out recently called Once Upon a Time. It's everything at the moment for us is like a fairy tale, and it's like, a lot of the reality just doesn't seem real. It seems like we're looking at a movie or reading a book, a fairy tale book, and yet it is real. As real as this is real, as real as it is real. We don't really know how real all this stuff is. We can only assume from what we know, and we don't know an awful lot. Even the ones that know a lot, they don't know an awful lot about what's going on. We all have our ideas and we have our guidance. I'm guided from archangels and star beings, and I'm not a full blown channel like some people who channel people through, like Bracker and Christine, and there's lots of people who do that now, because this is the time of the prophets. All they are is prophets. Not all they are, that's what they are. All these people are prophets. And whereas years ago there were only a couple that we knew about, because the Bible only relates to a few that they knew about, the people that wrote the Bible, or whoever wrote it. And so today we got media, we got internet, we know about everything right away. So we know now, so many people now are prophets. There's some people that are just a bit like me, a bit mad. But there's others who are fully channeling beings from other worlds, angels, loved ones who passed, who have more knowledge of other worlds than we do in the physical. And we're getting lots of information, and all that has come to this culmination now of where we're at now, which is this big, I think I said it in a little while, I'm always talking about what I've said, because this is what my reality is. And the things that come to me, I read other people's stuff, I listen to, there's quite a few people I listen to, at least half a dozen, and, I resonate with them, mostly. But at the same time, I really relate to what I feel myself, and that's my truth. And that's what we all should be doing, really. It's all well and good listening to everyone else. There's lots of people putting stuff out. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not really in tune with your truth. And it doesn't mean it's wrong at all. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that it does not resonate with your vibration at this time. Tomorrow, the next day, a year's time, it might resonate fully. But at the moment, it doesn't. And that's what our lives are like. It's all about these waves of energy that we're living. And I'm going in and out here, I know, but I believe firmly that when we leave this plane and take our soul or spirits, let's say, back to the oneness of all, then we take with our life's patterns and how our lives have been affected. And personally, I believe that is our emotions that we take back and leave a trace of. Like one of those things that comes out the paper, out the machine. It's like a trace of what we went through in our lives. And this is why it's really important at this time, because although it is such an incredible change, this is what I was going to say before I rambled on. This time now is this time when I was saying recently, we're going to flip. We're just going to flip. And this is it. The solstice is our flip, where we're going to change fully to this new human being human, as I like to call it. And even though most people might not notice anything different, they're going to be different. Their outlook is going to start changing. Their realizations of the world that they're living in is going to change. The things that they want to do in their lives is going to change. The way they perceive what's happening in the world is going to change. What they want to do about what they perceive in the world is also going to change, hopefully all for the better. Because it's up to us to make this world the heaven on earth that it should be. It's up to us. We're the ants in this nest that make it what it is. The politicians and the people in power are only there because we let them be there. And I'm not talking revolution, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not into violence of any sort. I'm talking about us as human beings being able to vote for those people that we want to put in charge of what our countries should be doing and what our beliefs tell us in our hearts we should be doing. And it's those beliefs and feelings that we need to resonate out into the world more and more each day. And when we do that, those around us, our loved ones who are close to us, they feel the benefit of that. As we start become more, I was going to say holy, years ago I would have said holy. As we become more in tune with our higher nature, as we raise our consciousness to a higher level of what we've been talking about for many years now as 5D, 5-dimensional level. And that's us raising our consciousness. It's not about us leaving our 3D body and floating up as a physical entity into another plane. It's not about that at all. It's about our consciousness rising up and our consciousness becoming more aware of everything that we're close to in 5D. Of course, it's not everything, because those beings of light and love who guard, guide and protect us and watch over us and have been guiding us through these years, I mean thousands of years, not just the last 5 years, although it's accelerated such a lot in the last few years that so many more people are now tuned in enough, raise their consciousness enough so that we can make that change, make the world a better place. And I was going to start this by saying, because it's very true in my mind, these are very, I like this word, tumultuous times, because they are. You've got to be real careful at the moment. Even though we're coming up to this solstice and it's going to be this big change, I feel personally that things are a bit, I won't use the word dangerous, although I just have, not so much dangerous, but we need to use extreme caution in all our events and be really careful. And I think, because I listen to people like Bracker and Luna, and, you know, people who talk about astrology, and I think, you know, God bless them, I think it is a lot to do with the astrology, because there's all these planets in retrograde at the moment. There's all these things going on in the heavens because of this time that we're in. Because of this moment that we're in, of this great change for humanity, we're now experiencing all these things at once. And it can be a bit much for some people. So if you're one of those people in the next month or two that starts feeling, oh, I can't take it anymore, it's just too much. You don't have to sound like that, of course. If that's you, then remember these words and say to yourself, oh, I remember that lunatic, what was his name? Marcus. I remember him. And he said, go in your heart, stay in your heart, and think about how you want your world to be and make it so, as they say in Star Trek. Just be in your heart, give love out into the world, give compassion out to all of mankind and all the creatures in this world and all the beings in these worlds, and give compassion out to everything, and stay in your heart as much as you can, and know that whatever is going on for you at this moment in time that is making you feel like this is only transient. It is only a time for change that you're going through, to allow you to make the changes in your consciousness to help you raise up. I always use these terms, and it's the same again, by letting go of the old dross. So a lot of the stuff that's coming up still is still what I will term old dross, that we still haven't got shut of, and the more we do, it's, you know, it's layers and layers of it. So bit by bit we're getting to that point where we are floating up, not leaving the physical, but consciously we're floating upwards. And for those people that aren't on a spiritual path, so they think anyway, of course everyone who's alive is on a spiritual path, they're just not aware of it. For those people who aren't aware that they're on a spiritual path, then for them, they're just going to see their life getting a bit strange at times, people coming into their life who they wouldn't normally be in contact with, people who they come into contact with who they wouldn't normally listen to. Things like this are going to be happening, and I would advise anybody to give these thoughts that you wouldn't normally listen to a second chance, and listen. If it doesn't resonate, let go of it. Don't hold on to it. Same for all of us. If it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't make you feel joyful, if it doesn't make your heart sing, as I like to say, then don't listen to it. Just turn it off. And that goes for me as much as anybody else. You know, if you're listening to me, it doesn't sound right, turn me off. There's somebody else who suits you better. Someone, you know, like Braca or Aluna, or well, there's so many people. I shouldn't be mentioning everyone by name, really, because the people I'm not mentioning, like Owen K. Waters, for instance, and others, and Linda Lights, and all those people that do all this work, you know, every minute of every day, and Anshu, you know, they're all doing all this stuff all the time, and they're not asking for anything. They're just doing it because it needs to be done. You know, they're the great ones of this time, who are passing this stuff out to us, giving us this knowledge. So, stay in your heart. Anything that does come that looks like it's, oh dear, I can't cope, you can cope. We're not given any challenges in life that we cannot cope with. But remember, it's not what happens to you that's important, it's how you deal with it. How you deal with things in your life is the most important thing. So don't start going hysterical and losing track of things and shouting at people and stuff like that. Take a deep breath. What was that Marcus chapter saying? Stay in your heart. Stay calm. Breathe. Do some Dantian breathing. And stop. Everything that's happening to me is so I can be a better person and help the world more. Help my family more. Help my loved ones more. It's got to be a good thing. Help the creatures more. It's all got to be good. Might not be so easy at the moment because there's such a lot of transition going on. But stick with it. Stay true to your path. Stay in your heart. Well, that's all for today. Namaste. God bless. Stay well. Stay safe.